Hello and welcome to part 3 of this 5-part series, the 5 best hearing aids I found online at Amazon.com. In this video, we're going to cover the ITE hearing amplifier, which is a $25 hearing aid that you can buy on Amazon with some basic adjustments. Now, our big question, is it any good? Does it actually work? That's what we're here to figure out. Stay around for this whole video because I will cover the 2 pros of this hearing aid and then the 5 cons. Welcome to this YouTube channel. If you're not already, please consider subscribing by pressing the red button below the video. That means that you get notified when I make more educational videos about hearing loss or tinnitus ringing in the ears. I hope you're excited for all that. Now, I want to share the scientific method of how to test a little hearing aid like the one that I'm holding here, this $25 Amazon hearing aid. Well, first we need to understand that each individual person has a different hearing loss. That means each person will have a different hearing test. Fortunately, I did some research, and in 2019, there was a scientific study that measured the hearing of 154 individuals. And that study came out with an average hearing profile, an average hearing test result from this large number of adults, ages 55 to 79, with mild to moderate degrees of hearing loss. I'm going to show you the result of that study right here on the screen, and you can see that's what the audiogram, that's what the hearing test looked like. So now what we do is we take that hearing test and we put it into our computer system called Real Ear Measures, and it automatically calculates the best prescription based on different pitch ranges of hearing that I need to be hearing if I have that kind of hearing loss. What does that mean for you? That means you get to watch how I put this little hearing aid in my ear with some Real Ear Measures testing to go with it. From this video, we can determine how effective does this hearing aid treat the average person's hearing loss. On the screen now, I will show you the appropriate perfect output that we would expect and hope from a hearing aid. What you're seeing right now is the output of a premium hearing aid that was programmed at an audiology clinic. You can see the clear line touching all of the targets, going through all of those cross checkpoints, and that means that the output of the hearing aid is matching very well the hearing loss prescription based on the hearing test we submitted. That's how the science works here. When you're doing this online, trying to do it yourself, buy something cheap online, you don't have that verification process. So now let's continue on with the 2 pros and the 5 cons of this hearing aid. Pro number 1 is that this is cheap. It's under $30 on Amazon. Pro number 2 is that it's small. It is relatively small and it fits in my ear without too much notice, without too much attention brought to the ear. Now let's get to the 5 cons, things that you really need to look out for before you waste your money on a small hearing aid like this. Con number 1 is that the hearing aid is too loud. Look at the screen here. I'm going to show the Real Ear Measure output that I ran with this device in my ear. The orange line at the bottom of the screen is the output of sound in my ear without any hearing aid in it. The green and blue lines near the top of the screen are the output of sound with this little hearing aid in my ear. And you can see it's way above the green targets that are in the middle of the screen. And that signifies that this hearing aid is way too loud for the low and mid frequencies, the low and mid pitches. That means you put this in your ear, you're going to think, whoa, this thing is way too loud. If the test result that I found happened in your ear, you would probably say things like, wow, this hearing aid is way too loud, it doesn't work, I don't like it. In fact, those 2 lines that are at the top of the screen, they're getting dangerously close to those white asterisks, those white points at the top of the screen, which signify potentially dangerous levels of sound output. Con number 2 is feedback. What is feedback? Well, if I put this in my ear, if I close this device, the battery's on, and I put it near my ear, you're likely going to hear some sounds like that. Very annoying, high-pitched whistling. I probably shouldn't have done that. It was too loud in my ear. As I was testing this device, even at the lower volume settings, it had a lot of feedback. That will drive you crazy. You definitely don't want that. Con number 3 is that the volume control is very basic. I'll show you on the screen here what you need to do to change the volume. You need to take a little flathead screwdriver that they provide. You need to connect it to the device, and then you need to turn it to adjust the volume. That's a very old method of how to adjust hearing aids. It's very basic, and I think you deserve something better. Con number 4 is that there's no Bluetooth streaming for this little hearing aid. It does not connect to phones or smartphones. Con number 5 is the occlusion effect. When you put this in your ear, it's occluding, meaning plugging your ear completely. And in my ear, it feels very full. Also, it changes the quality of my own voice. You don't want that. And depending on the hearing loss you have, you might be able to wear a hearing aid that goes up and behind your ear that leaves the ear canal naturally open so that you get the benefits of hearing aids without the burden of closing your ears and plugging your ears. Well, there you have it. You get what you pay for. A $25 hearing aid under $30 probably is not going to do you very good. I ran it through the test here. I wouldn't recommend this hearing aid to anyone, but I'm glad I could review it to hopefully save you from wasting your money. Make sure you check out the other 4 videos in this series, the best hearing aids that I found on Amazon for under $100. My name is Dr. Ben Thompson. If you're new to this YouTube channel, welcome. Please subscribe by pressing the red button underneath this video, and that means you get more videos from me about hearing loss or tinnitus, ringing in the ears. Thank you so much, and I'll check you on the next video. Goodbye.